Charles Mary. I am one of the owners of this estate, and I act as consultant since I'm the only owner who knows anything about cocoa. The estate is called La Deseada, which in Spanish means the desired one, so I presume originally the Deseada Estate or farm, more commonly known up here as Stollmeyer Estate, and we grow about 100 acres of cocoa of the finest quality, of course. We spend a lot of time with the processing, and we put a lot of input into doing that properly, and as a result we produce a fairly good product, very good product. Okay, so I started coming up here as a very small boy. My grandfather, of course, was in charge of the whole property, and I was his eldest grandson and brought me up here very young. And in those days, the only way of getting around the Santa Cruz was on horseback or mule or donkey. And I was placed on one and a rope tied to my grandfather's horse and dragged around age 4 or 5. And that sort of infected me for life. So I am very fond of, very interested in cocoa, and always been, even though I kept going away from it. I went away to school for a certain time, at university in England, and also I lived for a number of years in Venezuela, but always coming back to this here. We've been back now trying to bring back the estate, which has been fairly badly run for a number of years in my absence. We've been trying to get it back up to the sort of quality that we would expect, both of yield and of course of the product. And we've had a lot of trouble with the yield, very difficult to bring, because most of the cocoa, the oldest cocoa we have, I planted in 1963. And it's difficult to bring that back when it's been neglected. But we're getting there, and of course we have won prizes for the quality of our cocoa, and we have had tremendous help from CRC and also from the cocoa company, and everybody's very helpful. So we do produce unusual cocoa. I don't think we really know why or for what reason. We of course are very careful with the harvesting and the processing after harvest. We're very careful with that. But apart from that, there must be some genetic reason for the cocoa, some environmental reason for the cocoa to have this acceptable flavor. And I don't think anybody knows why Trinidad cocoa has got this unusual flavor. There's been a lot of work done on it, of course, and eventually I suppose you'll find out, but it must be a combination of environment and genetics of the actual plant. So in 2015 we sent a sample to Cocoa of Excellence competition in Paris, and we were surprised to find ourselves in the top 50 of the world, because we had made no special preparation. We'd just taken a normal sample from, if you like, the drying floor and sent it. And we are very keen, of course, to do that again. We didn't get in 17 or 19, but we're hoping in 21 we'll get back into the top 50. It, of course, has a very good effect on our value as a commodity, and I think it must have helped a lot with us cementing our relationship with Felchin in Switzerland, with whom we've been working for a couple of years by then anyway, but we've kept on with them now for a number of years. Well, my family is, my mother's maiden name was Stollmeyer, and she was Mr. Conrad Stollmeyer's eldest daughter. And the family had come to Trinidad, the Stollmeyer family had come to Trinidad in 1845, and had come as people not with money at all, not moneyed people, but they were very hard workers, came from Germany, and made money and started investing in cocoa in 1883, which is nearly 140 years ago. And they bought their first estate. My great-grandfather bought the first estate, which was called Valmont Estate, which is now, unfortunately, developed into housing. And that was the first estate, and then he went on buying and buying estates in Santa Cruz, and this was continued by my grandfather. Of course, these people, now they've died, these estates passed to their children, and now their grandchildren and great-grandchildren are the owners. I am the only one who is a trained agronomist in the family. There's, of course, lots of interest, one way or another, in the family, but I'm the only trained one, and the only one who's actually worked running the estate. Although that's not fair to say that, because one of our sons ran the estate for a while, and a cousin ran it for many years. But basically, I'm the cocoa man of the family, if you like. Yeah, well, we are continuing to plant and push, get bit by bit, putting the estate back. I think this year we have planned 3,500 plants, something like that, which is not a lot in the scheme of things, but you know, we keep going slowly at it. We have identified now the varieties that do well here, and also the ones that are resistant. We get a lot of fungus disease up here, a lot of black pod and witch's bloom, you have to be careful about. But there are varieties that stand up to that quite well now. We'll continue with that. The problem in Santa Cruz is that the land is so close to Port of Spain and therefore very valuable, and it's sometimes hard to make a case for farming. As for other farmers, I would say I think cocoa has a very good future. As far as farming cocoa is concerned, lots of us know how to do it, and to me the most important part is the actual handling after harvest. Very, very important.